The story of the conflict between the Sinaloa Cartel and Los Zetas is one of the bloodiest and most significant chapters in Mexico's drug war. This rivalry, fueled by the desire for control over lucrative drug routes and territory, has led to unimaginable violence and a shift in the dynamics of organized crime in Mexico. Origins of the conflict. The Sinaloa Cartel, led by Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, had long been the dominant drug trafficking organization in Mexico. Based in the western state of Sinaloa, this cartel was involved in the production, transportation, and distribution of massive quantities of drugs, including cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and marijuana. The Sinaloa Cartel had established a vast network that stretched from South America to the United States, making it one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the world. Los Zetas, on the other hand, emerged from the Gulf Cartel's enforcement arm. Originally composed of former elite Mexican military commandos, Los Zetas quickly gained a reputation for their brutal tactics and military-style operations. They broke away from the Gulf Cartel in the mid-2000s, becoming an independent cartel with a primary base of operations in northeastern Mexico. The battle for territory. The rivalry between the Sinaloa Cartel and Los Zetas intensified as both groups sought control over key drug trafficking corridors, particularly those leading to the United States. The city of Nuevo Laredo, in the state of Tamaulipas, became a major battleground. This city, located across the border from Laredo, Texas, was a critical entry point for drugs into the U.S. Los Zetas' reputation for extreme violence set them apart from other cartels. They employed terror tactics, including beheadings, mass killings, and public displays of brutality, to intimidate both rivals and civilians. Their willingness to engage in direct confrontations with law enforcement made them a feared force in the criminal underworld. The Sinaloa Cartel, however, was not to be outdone. They responded to Los Zetas' aggression with their own brand of violence. The conflict escalated, with both sides engaging in a series of battles, ambushes, and assassinations that left thousands dead. Civilians were often caught in the crossfire, and entire towns were destabilized by the relentless violence. Key events and discoveries. One of the most significant moments in this conflict was the discovery of mass graves across Mexico, particularly in the states of Tamaulipas, Durango, and Veracruz. These graves were often linked to battles between the Sinaloa Cartel and Los Zetas. In 2011, Mexican authorities uncovered a mass grave in the town of San Fernando, Tamaulipas, containing the remains of 193 people, many of whom were believed to have been killed by Los Zetas. This massacre shocked the nation and brought international attention to the brutality of the drug war. In response to the growing violence, the Mexican government launched a series of military operations aimed at dismantling both cartels. These operations led to the capture or killing of several high-ranking members of both organizations, but the power struggle continued. The fall of Los Zetas and Sinaloa cartel leaders. In 2012, Heriberto Lazcano, also known as El Lazca, one of the founding members of Los Zetas, was killed in a firefight with Mexican Marines. His death was a significant blow to Los Zetas, leading to internal fractures within the organization. Following his death, Los Zetas splintered into smaller factions, each vying for control, which weakened the cartel's overall power. The Sinaloa Cartel, however, continued to grow in influence, but not without facing its own setbacks. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was captured in 2014, escaped from prison in 2015, and was recaptured in 2016. His extradition to the United States in 2017 marked the end of an era for the Sinaloa Cartel. In 2019, El Chapo was convicted on multiple charges, including drug trafficking, money laundering, and organized crime, and was sentenced to life in prison. Despite these victories against the cartels, the drug war in Mexico continues. New leaders have emerged within both organizations, and the violence has persisted, albeit at a reduced scale compared to the height of the conflict. Legacy of the conflict. The war between the Sinaloa Cartel and Los Zetas left an indelible mark on Mexico. Tens of thousands of people lost their lives, and entire communities were devastated by the violence. The conflict also highlighted the deep-rooted issues of corruption, impunity, and the challenges faced by the Mexican government in combating powerful criminal organizations. Today, while the Sinaloa Cartel remains a dominant force, Los Zetas have largely fragmented, with their remnants continuing to operate in smaller, regional cells. The story of their rivalry is a stark reminder of the human cost of the drug trade and the ongoing struggle for control over Mexico's criminal underworld. Thanks for tuning into Sika True Crime Docs. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating tales. Your support helps us keep bringing these stories to life. See you in the next episode.